So, good morning and welcome. This is a session about how to win a World Travel Market Africa Responsible Tourism Award. And I'm very pleased to be joined today by Olivia Gradidge from World Travel Market Africa, who will be answering any questions in the chat as we discuss the awards. Harold Goodwin, who is the chair of the judging and the founder of the International Centre for Responsible Tourism Global and Responsible Tourism Partnership. We have Adama, board director of the Institute of Travel and Tourism of the Gambia, and also a judge, and Julie Cheetham, who is both a winner and a judge of the Responsible Tourism Awards, and is also Chief Operating Officer at Travalyst. So we're going to start this morning by having a short presentation from Harold Goodwin about how and why to enter the Responsible Tourism Awards. So I will just
the next slide. And perhaps the most obvious thing to say from the perspective of the judges is that we believe responsible tourism is the right thing to do. It's about recognising that tourism needs to put back into local communities to support their environment, their cultural heritage, and to make the place that we are going on holiday a better place to live in. But there are some other reasons too, which are perhaps less obvious. It's partly about staff morale. And if staff morale is high, you get lower labour turnover, you get higher service quality. It's also about minimising risk, because those people who you are employing in the local community will be talking about their employer, the place they work, and what's being done for the local community and for the environment through what your business is doing or what your destination is doing to make itself more sustainable. You could also obviously create cost savings by purchasing more locally, and we're keen to recognise that in the awards. More generally, people talk about the market advantage of making clear that you're offering a better, more authentic, a guilt-free experience, and that builds your reputation, increases referrals, and generates repeat business. That's certainly been ResponsibleTravel.com's experience. The awards have been growing in reputation since 2004. They're now very prestigious and recognised as difficult to win. But being difficult to win shouldn't put you off, and I'll explain why shortly. We are independently identifying and recognising good practice. That's what we're about. And every year we find new examples of responsible tourism, and we recognise these change makers, partly because they should be recognised and rewarded for their efforts, and partly because we want to encourage replication. But remember, we can only select from those that apply. If you don't enter, you can't be recognised. So nothing ventured, nothing gained. Only the judges know who has entered. So there's no embarrassment if you enter and don't win. I don't think there's any reason why you shouldn't have a go. So why should you enter these awards? Well, I think they're easily the most prestigious Responsible Tourism Awards, the most prestigious Sustainable Tourism Awards that have yet been created. They've been going since 2004, and a very large number of really excellent businesses, destinations, campaigning groups have won the awards over the years. Juliet Kinsman is someone that I respect enormously for her work in developing sustainable tourism and promoting it. She wrote about us in the Evening Standard, the London Standard in the UK, and she had this to say: when it comes to responsible tourism, where there's so much nuance and so much greenwashing, it's even more important to understand that standards have been applied in picking the heroes. That's why the Global Responsible Tourism Awards is one I'm happy to endorse. That's very powerful, coming from Juliet Kinsman and published in the Evening Standard. The 6 categories this year are about all-inclusives, and interestingly, the all-inclusives that people focus on, of course, are the all-inclusive predominantly European and American products where you pay one price and everything's included. But of course, African safaris, private yacht charters are often also all-inclusive products. Some spa resorts offer all-inclusives too. We're looking for people who are doing something to adapt to climate change. Focus this time on changing the way you operate to cope with the consequences of climate change. And we're looking for people who are increasing local sourcing and creating shared value by working with the local community to benefit businesses in the area. We change our award categories each year, and you may have noticed that we offer gold, silver, and one to watch. We offer one to watch primarily because each year we identify businesses which we think with a little longer in operation, with a little bit more evidence, would win gold or silver. So if you are awarded a one to watch, it's a come on to apply again in a further year. One to watch is not to be dismissed. It indicates that there's a business or a destination which is beginning to make real change, which is worthy of recognition. The fourth category this year is on peace and understanding and inclusivity. We're looking for businesses, destinations which are organising tourism in a way to help people who are in post-conflict situations where economic resilience is being developed, where accessibility is being encouraged, and ensuring that travel experiences are open to all. About managing waste. And the sixth and final category is about nature positive tourism, what some people are calling regenerative, but regenerative is being used often with very little evidence of positive impact. We're looking for those examples where there is a positive impact on biodiversity and the maintenance of the flora and fauna, which are such an important part of our planet. We have very clear judging criteria. We look for evidence of real change where businesses and destinations can demonstrate positive impacts or reduce negative impacts, and wherever possible quantify. We're looking for things which are replicable. We're about encouraging change. Not that anybody will ever precisely copy, but if you're winning an award will stimulate others to make change, we want to encourage that. We're looking for innovation. We're looking for businesses and destinations which have influenced others. We do look for sustainability and longevity. We look for businesses or destinations which have been operating with the change for at least a year, arguably more, but at least a year. And if you've only been operating for a shorter period, you're likely to get a one to watch award. And we're looking for an overall commitment to responsible tourism, but we're not saying this is the most responsible tourism business in Africa or in Asia. We are saying here is a business or a destination which is doing something which is worthy of recognition and worthy of replication. We pick out the specific things, and if you look at the citations for previous award winners, you'll see that we're very specific about why someone has won. So you can enter the regional awards. We now have 5 of them in Africa, Latin America, Southeast Asia, in Europe, and in India. They all have different closing deadlines, but they open at different times. The closing deadlines are really determined by when the presentations are going to be made in that particular regional set of awards. How do you enter? Well, they're not easy to win, obviously. But what I would say is don't think of yourself as doing the award or doing the survey, the questionnaire for us. Think of it that you're doing it for your business or your community or your destination. See it as an opportunity to document what you're doing, look at the impacts you're having, and then use that information to communicate what you've achieved with your clients, with your suppliers, with your partners, and with your neighbours in the communities around you. Use the content elsewhere. Use the awards to process, to think about the copy that could be on your website and to communicate with those other stakeholders. You should be writing for you, your employees and your neighbours, as well as for the awards. When you download the application form for the regional award that you're applying for, you'll find that you have a Word document. And we say there that what you need to think about as you write your entry is, in what way can that be used in your communications with clients, potential clients, the community, business partners, maybe the local authorities. And we also recommend that you don't treat the word numbers as maximums. There's no great benefit in writing at more length than you need to communicate what you're saying. Often, less is more, particularly when you're writing about what you've achieved in responsible tourism. I guess what's different about the awards is we want to know a bit more about how you've done it. So the questions we ask are, what have you done? And does that, you need to just check that that relates to our description of the category that you're applying in. Then we ask you why you've done it. Then we ask you what you've achieved, and we ask you about the impact of the initiative. If you're able to provide figures, that's great, but we're just interested in anything which demonstrates the impact of what you've done. And then a bit specifically about what you did, how you did it, and how it was funded. And then, if you have anything to say, how your project or approach differs from others. And then it's just the routine stuff. So as you can see, it's not that onerous to apply. Case are automatically entered into the Global Responsible Tourism Awards, which are sponsored by Sabre. You won't need to do anything more. If you win gold in your regional award, you'll go straight through into the globals. In the Global Responsible Tourism Awards, we recognise the 30 or so global winners and the finalists, the gold winners, in each of the regional awards, and the global awards are announced in October. And finally, I wanted to quote what Glyn O'Leary, Transfrontier Parks Destinations, has to say in the video, which you can see if you want to. But basically he makes this point, and he's won several times for different things. People do not win again for the same thing. You win once. But if there's a new innovation, something new to share, you apply again. You often will win again. And what he has to say, I think, is really important. Entering isn't a vanity project for us. It's actually a business decision. The reason it's important is it enables us to benchmark ourselves against others in the industry to make sure that we're at the forefront of responsible tourism. That, of course, is why they win awards. They ensure that we are constantly looking at the way in which we do things, and of course, the recognition we get is helpful. Vitally important in helping our marketing efforts, gives people an idea of what we stand for, and demonstrates that we achieve what we've set out to achieve. So, thank you for listening. I wish you well with your application and the process of writing it. But remember, you're not just writing your application for the judges, you're writing it because you should be communicating what you're achieving to the stakeholders in your business. That is the local community, your suppliers, your customers, and the local government, wherever you are. But good luck with your application.
Thank you very much, Harold. And now it's time to hand over to Adama. We'd like to hear from Adama about previous Africa winners and what you're looking for this year.
Thank you very much for having me. Just to say that I've been associated with the award since 2004. It's been 20 years so far, over 20 years. And I was the first person that won the person that contributed most to responsible tourism in 2004. And I think I can show evidence to that here. And I won mainly because I was involved in campaigning for sustainable tourism. I was also working very hard to make sure that responsible tourism is actually practiced in the Gambia. During those years, we managed to have a policy on responsible tourism. So far over the years, I am really pleased that a lot of African countries are getting on board. Uh, it's been a bit disappointing for West Africa. We've not had a lot of awards or applicants from West Africa. So I'll use this opportunity to encourage those in West Africa to actually apply and be part of this. We've been having more winners from East and South Africa than we have from West Africa. I think the main issue is actually how best we can spread the word in West Africa to make sure that more people learn about the award, and hence, of course, what we are doing today. But over the years, it's been really, really good that a lot of African countries won the award, and a lot of people are getting to know more. But as I said, we need to do more work in in the West and Central Africa. But overall, I've been very happy with what is going on. The quality of African applicants has gone up really high. As one of the judges over the years, I've been privileged to see a lot of the applicants to the award, and the quality has been really, really high over the years.
Thank you very much, Adama. And we'd now like to turn to Julie, who is both a winner and a judge of the awards. May we start first with Julie? Tell us about the award that you won and what it meant for you.
Thank you, Debbie. So Weaver, which was a fantastic platform to help hotels monitor and improve and report, won the Gold Award 2 years ago. And we were a small startup which went global very quickly, but based out of South Africa and initiated out of South Africa. We were so proud, and it gave the team an enormous boost of confidence for all of the work that we had been doing. And that award really helped Weaver's profile as well as the confidence of our team. So it was wonderful to be able to share that news on all sorts of channels through our public relations opportunities, through digital channels. And subsequently, Weaver was actually closed for commercial purposes, and Travalyst acquired the IP. So all of that wonderful work will now be used globally to further support hotels in their sustainability work and evidencing of that work. So really, really lovely outcome for the whole team that worked so hard. And the award was a wonderful recognition of that hard work.
And you've also been associated with other organisations in Africa that have won awards. What did it mean? Who were they, and what did it mean to them?
In previous years, a number of hotels and foundations that I've worked with have been privileged to win both gold and silver awards, and even being one to watch. And so, for example, Grootbos Foundation has won 2 awards, I think, over the years. And that's just been an incredible profile lifting opportunity for the work that they do. So we have wonderful lodges like HBD in Principe and Sao Tome, who was one to watch 2 years ago. They are doing fantastic work in their communities to preserve natural biodiversity, and it's often quite thankless because it's very expensive. It happens very much behind the scenes, and they're doing it because it's, the right thing, and it's deeply purpose-driven. And so to have an opportunity to win an award like this then sees them profiled by amazing journalists like Harold had mentioned, Juliet Kinsman, Holly Tuppen, Lisa Granger, Condé Nast, Traveller, National Geographic. And so this is such an amazing opportunity for these small businesses that are just having a massive impact in terms of the work that they do.
Fantastic. And having won the award, you then became a judge. What was your experience as a judge? What did you find and what did you learn?
I was incredibly impressed by the caliber of the entries that we received. I was a judge specifically for the African Awards. What I would say is I really encourage entrants to tell the story because we want to know, paint the picture for us, but really grounded and substantiated in facts and data, because as judges, we can't in good faith award any kind of distinction without knowing exactly what the extent of that impact has been and show us longitudinal impact. So, not just a once-off project, show us that it's been running over multiple years, so that we're able to fully understand the reach of the good work that is being done. The other thing that I really love seeing is community originated programs of work or community owned businesses. Fantastic local gin business I remember from the year that I was a judge, which was just wonderful to see. Why do we need British gin to be served at every African safari sunset drinks? Why can we not have our own beautiful local Botswanan gin? And so things like really, really local, really applicable solutions. There's a fantastic new plastic waste solution that I've encountered recently out of Zimbabwe. So I hope that they're going to enter this year. I'm encouraging them. But something different, not the same solutions that we see all the time, really substantiated in data and fact, and really local solutions to local problems struck me when I was part of the judging panel.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. And I think we have time for a couple more questions. Olivia, I know you were answering them in the chat. Is there anything else that you'd like us to respond to from the chat that people have asked?
I didn't get any questions yet, but I really just wanted to say that from WTM Africa's point of view, it really is the perfect platform to be sharing stories and sparking change across the globe. So anyone that has strong stories to tell, we really want to encourage you to enter. This is a great platform to be making change globally by sharing your stories.
Thank you very much. So if we have finished, if there are no further questions. Claire from Lingo. Let me.
Hi, yes, I just wanted to double check. You don't have to be exhibiting at WTM Africa to apply?
No, you don't.
Okay. And when will those surveys or forms be available to download?
They're all available on the website. I'll put the link into the
Okay.
chat now so that you can click through and all the details are there, everything about each of the different categories. So you can select your category. The form is there for downloading, and then the applications close on the 19th of March. I'll pop that into the chat now.
Okay, that's brilliant. Just to let you know, our Africa travel's happening online at the moment. So what I will do is I'll go and put all the details onto that platform because
Oh, wonderful. Thank you.
there's probably about 500-600 people on there at the moment.
Thank you,
So
Claire. That's wonderful.
no problem.
That's fantastic. And
Can I just add that over the years I've had questions like, I'm a really small business and I don't think I am capable of winning the award. Be it small or big. I mean, if your story is interesting, if you have something to tell the judges, normally we take consideration on inspiring stories, things that you have done, and you may think it's small, but overall, sometimes you can win an award because you've done something inspiring. So it's just good to tell your story.
Thanks, Adam. If I could just reinforce that, we've twice given awards to really small companies operating in one of India's most remote areas, the Rana of Kutch, where almost nobody goes. And we've given awards in both cases to companies moving less than 100 people a year because they were making such a big difference and doing such interesting, innovative work. So we certainly do not only feature the big companies. In fact, arguably, it's harder for big companies to win than it is for smaller companies, to be honest.
That's fantastic. Any other questions or contributions? In that case, we'll say thank you very much to everybody for joining, and we look forward to hearing all your entries.
Brilliant. Thanks,
Thank
everyone,
you.
and good
Very
luck.
much.
Bye.
Thank you.